Are you telling me I did that entire video and didn't press record? You are, aren't you? I'm not talking to you all. I'm talking to the video. Oh my gosh. Okay. Repeat. So that was a practice session for me. Hello. Happy Monday. I'm playing some music in the background to hopefully alleviate the leaf blowers that are going. It's beautiful outside with all the leaves are falling, but apparently that means we have to get the leaves off the ground as quickly as possible. So if you dislike leaf blowers as much as I do, hopefully this music is soothing to you. Or maybe you don't even notice it, and I just pointed that out. Okay, I've already done this video once, but now it's actually recording. Let's see. What did I want to talk about first? First, I am halfway done grading your Webster assignments. Thank you for your patience. I usually try to have assignments graded within 2 weeks. I think I'm a little bit past that, but for some reason, I have two conferences this month. 2 major conferences in LAS, ASIST and ALICE. And for some reason, they chose 1 month to be in when one is usually in the spring. And they're basically back to back. So it's basically 2.5 weeks of stuff. And I have some leadership positions, some co-chair positions, and I'm presenting. So I've been a little bit frantic, a little bit overwhelmed. It's been demanding more of my time than I had originally planned, or I would have had your assignments finished, or your Webster article graded. So what I've seen so far has been really great. There's a couple instances where there could have been, not you in particular, but maybe a little bit more discussion towards the questions. Again, I tend not to do word counts like with discussion board posts. I'm just not I think we've reached the level where we don't need a word count. Ideally, you would write as much as you feel like I wrote a solid thing here, maybe a paragraph or so. But overall, what you all have done is really great. So I'm halfway done with that. The conferences, I'm blaming them for I'm just overwhelmed, and maybe you can relate to that. Frantically bailing out water of my little boat. But we'll get there. Yeah. And I saw all the critical, not critical thing assignments, that's the Webster article, all the careers assignment. So I hope you all enjoyed as much as you can of that, because I think, it's kind of interesting to go through, like, pick a career to dig into. Like, maybe you want to go into this career, maybe you don't. Maybe you're just curious. Like, I would dig into working in a museum, because that's what I thought I wanted to go into. But so I'd like to learn more about that. So hopefully you learned a bit. But our next assignment is the thesis statement, outline, and references assignment, and that's due October 20th. This assignment is basically, I've said this a couple times, it is here to help you plan your final paper, so you're not at the very end, when we get towards the end, you're not working from scratch. There's not the dreaded blank paper. If you write a lot, if you write for work, especially like I do, and you're just staring at a blank page, like, ugh. But this assignment, what you do is a thesis statement. So those are usually about 2 to 3 sentences, maybe 4. basically it says what you're writing about and why this is important, why it's needed, why more research is needed into this. I put some, these have been on the entire time, but if you go on Canvas, there's references, there's resources for how to write a thesis statement and how to write an outline, and also information on APA. So go take a look and see if those help. Also, there's an outline, which is basically the skeleton of your paper. I'm a big fan of writing outlines. I had a supervisor who was very much an essayist when it came to writing research papers, which I don't know how people do that, but I need a solid structure, like heading, subheading, subheading, another heading. So I need some organization to help my mind fill in the blanks. And so there's the outline, and the references are going to be, there's 20 of them, and they're going to need to be in APA style, and using APA 6 is fine. APA 7 came out last. I actually really like this because it's spiral bound, and I can just open it up and lay it down whenever I need it. There's some minor differences, but nothing, I don't think there's anything critical, but that's just me. So with APA, I want to make sure that I don't want you to panic or feel anxious or overwhelmed about APA, because most of you, this is your first semester of grad school. We also have some undergrads in this course. You may have I never used APA until I came and started my MLS. I was from the humanities, so I was more accustomed to Chicago or Harvard, or there's this weird one, what's it called? There's a million different citations. We could do a whole lecture on citations. That would be very boring, but we could do it. Or MLA. That's more, I remember that from high school. So I'm not expecting perfection. I just want your best effort at trying to get the citation in there, because basically when the whole citation, the reason for citations is, like, if somebody is reading a research paper, they see an in-text citation, and they see maybe they see an idea that they really think is great, or a quote or something like that. They see the in-text citation, they go to the end where the reference list is, and they find the reference, and then they go and look up that reference, and it's this whole cycle of mining other people's research and looking through reference lists for something that relates to your topic. So it's just kind of a guide for people to do other research related to what you had talked about. Hopefully that made sense. But I just don't want you all to feel overwhelmed about the citations, about APA style, because I'm not new at it. I've been doing it way too many years. So, but you all are new to it, so if it's confusing and it doesn't make sense, that's okay. Just go to the pages that I have within our Canvas site, and it's basically what you'll need in your paper. I imagine this is what most students use. They use you use you have to have 2 scholarly peer-reviewed articles. So you might find those in databases, Google Scholar, whatever. And then the rest of them, you can use books, periodicals, maybe from a practitioner publication, like American Libraries or Public